All right, happy Friday. It is Friday the 9th of 2021. So somehow of July. Hello, words. Somehow we have already made it to the 9th. And yeah, time is moving along. I did remember to change my perpetual calendar. So yay. Props to me. And I also took a page out of Lizzie's recipe books, and I went with a strawberry cherry lemonade for today. So I have that as my hydration. I took a trip to the Dollar Tree yesterday and got a couple of fun things, including some fun new scrunchies that I may or may not put in my hair if I get too hot or my hair gets too bothersome during the stream. So there we go. That's just kind of like I did a good bit of sort of like to-do errands type things yesterday rather than focusing on writing. I did get a little bit of writing done, but not as much as I would like, which is just kind of like seems to be the theme for all of July, and to some extent it was the theme for June as well. So I'm hoping that I can kind of start the process of making that not the the theme for the month. But yeah, so I have not pulled the cards today. I'm like in the process of doing so. So, oops, I accidentally pulled 2 cards. Okay, apparently we need that one for whatever reason. Okay, so we have the spirit animal for the day is the koi fish, which is there is always enough. There's always enough time. There's always enough of your own energy to do what it is that you want, as well as like there's always enough time to rest if you need it. So you know, there's always enough. There's enough love in the universe to go around, and you will be okay. That was kind of I had the koi up for I think Q1 because the day that I pulled it really resonated with me. So that's a good reminder. Okay. So the next card is the 9 of Cups in the inverse position. So we have another fish, which is always, for me, since I'm a Pisces, like that's a thing that I get a lot of in general. So 9 of Cups in the inverse position, there's a possibility of overindulgence in something, hangovers or indiscretion. Also, candor to a fault, so being too honest. Possibility of mistakes or imperfections, but also as a classic character or sort of like stock character that you might need, this indicates a bartender. So do you have a bartender in your story, or do you need a bartender in your story? I'm trying to think. For the YA fiction, the YA fantasy story, I don't have a bartender because he's not like really of age to go like pubbing. But at the same time, it might be useful to have an information guild, you know, where the bartender, you have to give the secret password or whatever to the bartender to get information from the guild. So maybe I do need to work on this bartender character. Let's see. The next one is the King of Swords in the inverse. Let's see. King of Swords, which he's just so freaking cool. Look at him. He's awesome. He has an owl just kind of perching, looking over him. His wings are just so fantastical looking, and he's creating the crows out of his wing shadows, which is just kind of awesome. And the So the swords card to me always in particular indicate a particular couple in the Chimera Moon series. And one of them is sort of like the boss of an information network. To his own sort of like benefit, he created them. And so this is sort of like, again, like information network. I don't, okay. Apparently I need to be working on that story today. But normally, so let me sort of like go back. So the King of Swords is typically a card of a firm friend or a powerful enemy. An authoritative leader and commander. Usually makes intellectual decisions based on logic, but may tend to overvalue small things. And in the inverse, the king or the authority figure can be deceitful, tyrannical, and crafty. And since this is the king, kings all have air because of the intellect, but he gets a double dose because the sword suite. So double air, maybe an airhead in some ways, or blows hot air when he gets mad. Don't know. Depends on your story. The Eight of Pentacles, we have the lovely spider making his or her web, and it's in the upright position. And this is the card of art and artistry and craft, especially when you are trading it for higher or financial compensation. So honing your craft through just perseverance. So we need to be working on information network, possibility of a bartender, and also working towards our goal of becoming those wonderful, wonderful bestsellers. And then we get another Five of Cups in the inverse position. And the Five of Cups, the fives are always that sort of like midpoint possibility of false defeat or false victory. So you might be wanting to work on the midpoint of your story, which sometimes the midpoint of your story with the crisis that's there, you might need to have information revealed, which would be part of the like information network. I don't know. Maybe we can make a whole story out of this. Let me just double check. Nope, wrong suite. Okay, so the inverse position of Five of Cups is a short-lived period of mourning, like sadness, grieving, mourning, soon forgotten, acceptance, recovery, and hope. So this is a card of loss and desolation, and then sort of like with the inverse position, it's indicating a quick recovery. So maybe that's that sounds like the midpoint of like, you know, crisis is going to happen and you're going to have to like grieve for whatever happens there, and then you're going to be able to bounce back. Okay. This seems doable. The cards seem very doable today. Okay, so Lizzie says, sorry, can't come today. You're getting ready for a 4-hour car ride to the condo we're renting for your mom's birthday weekend, and you have to start summer work next week. But have fun. Thank you very much for the wishes, and I will drink my cherry strawberry lemonade in honor of you. Lizzie says, I found out a major way to put the male protagonist's birthday in, so you have a whole weekend of rewriting not only the sledding incident, but everything leading up to the midpoint. There's that midpoint card. Yep. Devin says, howdy. Hello. Welcome. And Petra, hello. How are you? And Writer on Wheels, hello. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I do have a little bit of handwriting things that I want to be doing first, and then I'll be switching into the later book in the Chimera Moon series and doing some outlining, figuring out this information network a little bit more, and bartender, because yes. Yes. If you are here, I know you are looking at the calendar, so yes. And Erica says, yes, the scrunchies. Love them. Yes, this is actually, I had a giant, as a child, I had a giant collection of scrunchies and I got rid of them and I regret it. But it's, I mean, you know, trends come and go. So, and circle back around. So yeah, but I have begun recollecting. I don't have too many. I'm trying to stick to mostly colors that I wear or like semi-neutrals. So yeah, but I got this lovely sort of pinky peach and it kind of, it's a little brighter than my shirt, but about matches my skin. Writer on Wheels says, I have a bartender. Oh, nice. But you never really in the story, despite your main character hanging out in the tavern all the time. Interesting. You could do something with that if it's applicable to your story or the subplot lines. Claude is here. Hello. Welcome. How are you? And Allie is here. Hello. I'm doing well. Trying to focus and figure out how to do everything that I want to do. But you can just take it one bit at a time. CB says, hello. Welcome. Oh, the midpoint is where you are? Yep. Sometimes the cards know. Or just my reading and your reading of the card kind of fits sometimes. So okay, those are the cards for today. So we have the koi fish. There's always enough of whatever it is that you need to go around. And then, okay, what else do I need to, I don't know. I was, who knows, brain. I thought that I had something else to say, but I can't remember what it is. So if it pops back into my brain, I will let you know. And if it doesn't, oh well, it's gone. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I have, scroll this back down, close enough. I have Laura Nettles timer up 15 minutes. It does have ambient noise. So if you do not wish to hear the sound of waves, feel free to mute me. And then once I take the timer off, then you can unmute us. Yes, my brain dawdled very much so. Very much so. It doesn't catch up with me sometimes. Bartender could very well be more applicable in the subplot. If not book 1, definitely book 2. Yes, exactly. CB says, I cut my word count in half because 150K is crazy for a screenplay. Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. Well, CB has a lot of words, so. All right. Don't forget to make sure that you save your document, or if you haven't started yet, go ahead and pull your document up. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate with. I have the cherry strawberry lemonade. You can have whatever it is that you want. And 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Remember to stretch, especially if you have already been sitting at your computer for a while today. All right. Those are your reminders, and we can now get started with a 15-minute warm-up sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. That was the first sprint, 15 minutes. Sorry, I need to finish this sentence. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have done my tarot. I'm now into my second book. Oops. Sticky note. So I've done my reflection for our tarot for the day. So that helps me kind of flesh out what I'm doing. I've been attempting to actually stick to my action plans for these, so that is good. So I now have I've got my keywords written down. I've got my connections and my action plan, plus my clarifying card, which was the card that just kind of popped out and said it wanted to be read as well. So I've got that done. Now I can shift over. I'm going to be, because of cards, bartender, information network, chimera moon couple that's further down the line, I'm going to be working on the outline for that book, which I still haven't decided which order it's going to be in, because I don't have the outlines fleshed out enough to know which one is going to have to come before the other in the overarching plot line, because I'm not quite sure which one fits better. But anyway, so yes, so I have got that. I don't know how many words that is. It's handwritten. I'll deal with that later. Where is my series outline? That's going to be, I'm going to have to find that during this next sprint, but I will pull that up because I do have an outline started for this book. All right. And it's the outline for these books are also like on my Kanban board over there, because I wanted to do a little bit more of like cohesive planning. So, which will help out, I think. All right, let's see. CB took a nap earlier. Oh my, I hope you're feeling refreshed. And Laura is here. Yay! How many hours till puppy time? I'm so excited that you get your puppy tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yes, Saturday? No, today. Is today puppy day or is tomorrow puppy day? Oh no, I watched your vlog from 6 and 7, days at 6 and 7. And now I can't remember. I think it's today. I think puppy day is today. No, I can't remember. Oh no. Prophet. Hello, Prophet Moonstruck. People sprinting. Yay! Yes, indeed. We are trying to get some work done. Just Seb, hello. You jumped in around the 9-minute mark for 274 words. It's a nice 9-minute sprint. That's awesome. Stacy says, hello, I have made it. Wonderful. Welcome. And Writer on Wheels says, currently outlining my one and only fight scene, combat class in a magical school, and it will be relevant in future books. You were just not well versed in fighting choreography. I know that for some of the epic fantasy stories in the behind the scenes sections, like Lord of the Rings, I know has some behind the scenes sections in their DVDs where you can watch the choreographers work with the actors. So you might want to check out some of your favorite action movies that have those sort of like awesome fights that you're thinking of, and check and see if they have behind the scenes information or sections in their bonus scenes types of bonus content. Otherwise, there's probably some things on YouTube, I'm sure, for stunts and stunt fighting and that choreography and that kind of stuff. So YouTube might be a way to look it up if you're not like a DVD hoarder like I am. So Stacy says, I'm going to be using these sprints to read and research. Very nice. What is your research topic for today, or your reading topic? Legend of Rune says, I was in the zone and I almost forgot about the live stream, but I did write about 200 words. Nice. Excellent. Yes, if you are ever in the zone and you feel like horribly annoyed that I start talking at you, feel free to mute me and keep on going. So Stacy says, I got sick at the beginning of the month and I don't have as much background info, so I think this camp is just going to be for researching. Oh, well, I hope you're feeling better, and it's okay to make this a research camp. I give you permission. Like you needed it, right? Morgan is here. Hello. Welcome. Sorry, I'm hearing either thunder or... No, that one's a car. We have some very rumbly mufflers in my neighborhood. Puppy day is puppy day. 4 hours till your puppy is home. So exciting. You've been waiting for your puppy for so long. So exciting. So exciting. Just today. Yay. Just Seb says to Writer on Wheels, if you have a chance, ask people who do reenactment. Oh, that's a good idea too. They know all about fight choreography. If you don't know anyone who does reenactment, post online and ask around. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. But you're right. They do. They like train in fight choreography. I had not thought about this. That's an awesome idea, Seb. Thank you for that. Writer on Wheels says, I have a few videos / articles that you're going to read, and it's just been a while. Gotcha. Okay. So you're going to watch Star Wars to see the bonus. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and that's definitely a point where, because if you have fighting that's like boxing, you would want to watch more of a boxing behind the scenes type thing, versus if you want something that is a historically accurate fight, you would want to go to a reenactment. Versus if it's like gunfighting or like laser gunfighting for sci-fi, this might still be applicable depending on the era of the reenactment. But yeah, it's just like I really had not thought about asking people who do reenactments, and that's a brilliant idea. So Stacy says, I am researching Louisville, Ohio, and Osnaburg Township, Ohio. It's where the family you are writing on next lived. Gotcha. Just Seb says, I have a friend who does reenactment, and their fight scenes are amazing and so immersive. You can just tell that they know their stuff when you read their fight scenes. Yeah, that's awesome. I think the closest that I can get is that I know somebody who does like the Renaissance Festival, but that's also very like staged. So if you know somebody who does like a Ren Fest or like the medieval jousting type tournament night things, yeah, good ideas all around, y'all. It's so wonderful that y'all have. It's like that's one of the things that I love about authortube is the like sharing ideas, and you're like, oh wow, I hadn't thought of that. That's awesome. So yes, sharing ideas is amazing. Ooh, and Writer on Wheels says, I lived about 20 minutes from Osnaburg. I'm probably saying it wrong. When you were young. Nice. All right. For the second sprint, do you all want to do 25 or would you rather have a 30? Those are your options, 25 or 30. Unfortunately, I have not made a timer for Devin yet, so I have not been able to work myself up to a 75-minute sprint. But one of these days, I will at some point. Don't forget to hydrate, y'all. All right, Seb votes for 25, so we will do a 25 because you were the first one to ask. All righty. Let's do let's do this one. Share. All righty. There. Okay. So second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote, be it your social media, your authortube channel, your regular YouTube channel, your shop website, Amazon author page, etc., please feel free to do so in the chat during this sprint. Just make sure that if you do not have the wrench of power, you will not be able to post direct links. So beware of that. All right. So second sprint, 25 minutes. Don't forget to save, hydrate, straighten your spine, and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And remember that if you need a break, take one. Those are your reminders, and we can now get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, how'd we do? That was the second sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote, make sure that you pop that in the chat. Yeah, I didn't do any self-promotion myself either. There's some things that you can find in the description. That's, I guess, my promo. Either way, I started working on redoing part of the outline for whichever number book this is going to be. I checked my series plan, and then the outline that I had started digitally, and I have them as two different numbers. One of them I have as book 2, one of them I have as book 4. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But I did have quite a bit of thunder during that sprint, so make sure that you save your document. And also, if you haven't, take a sip of whatever you're supposed to be hydrating with. I am going to try and color code some of this, which is why you may have seen me sort of like get up and rummage around in my supplies. But I am attempting to color code, and we'll see if it makes sense once I'm done, or if it just looks like a hot mess, in which case I will redo it with less color or just attempt to ignore the color. So let me see. Thank you for coming, Prophet Moonstruck, and I'm glad you had some great sprints. Yay! And Devin has a link tree where you can find all of Devin's social media things. And Laura says, follow my channel for a puppy vlog coming soon. Yes, absolutely. And Devin says, here is the link for the playlist, which everybody on AuthorTube should know about by now. But if they don't, help them out. Give them the playlist. Excuse me. Yes, very cool indeed. I think we were talking about the, yes. Stacy is from the big town that Osnaburg changed their name to during the World Wars. Did they change it back afterwards? And Writer on Wheels says, my blog, authorrachelclintz.com. I do blogs every Friday and just celebrated 6 months of consistent content, which is amazing because that is difficult to do. Consistency is difficult. And Devin now has Thunderstruck playing in your head, which it's an amazing song. It's an amazing piece. I'm okay with this happening. Hey, Eve. Hello. Less late than normal. It's progress. Yes. And I hope you're having a good day. You are working on pulling together the skeleton documents to propose a TEDx event. Ooh, at your college next spring. Interesting. I've not really thought about how much like paperwork it would take to propose it, because when you propose it, you kind of have to have an idea of the themes or the pieces that you might want to have included, but you also might have to be able to contact people that you had in mind. I don't know what exactly entails a proposal for an event of this kind, but they are fun events, and I love listening to the TEDx and the TED officials on YouTube after the fact. So very cool. Shannon is here. Hello, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Stacy says, I've been reading about schools in Louisville in the 1830s and what they were teaching for different grades. Very interesting. Yeah, and I think in the 1830s they were still like one-room schoolhouses, typically. And so you would have the older kids that were teaching the younger kids to, one, make it more efficient, and two, solidify their knowledge. But yeah, the kinds of things they were teaching and what kind of materials they would have would be interesting. Yeah. CB says, yes, I just got into a war with my apartment because I couldn't find my cup with straw. Yes. Yeah. Where you just sort of like tear everything apart and it just becomes more chaotic. Yes. CB says, oh yeah, and there are pepperoni fanfics, 18 of them on my fanfiction.net. Nice. And Petra got a little over 200 words that sprint. That is excellent. Okay, so Stacy says, yes, Osnaburg is German, so during the war they changed their names to distance themselves, and then afterwards they changed it back. Interesting. Very interesting. Love that. I just like strange random facts are interesting. Like today my dad and I were talking about regular limes versus key limes. What's the difference? And like other than the fact that they're grown in Key West, but in Key West, the key limes, the limes there are grown in limestone. So they like just rip up limestone and turn it into gravel, like fine gravel. And that's where they grow the key limes. And because of that, they are less acidic because the limestone helps neutralize the acid, which is why it tastes different and it tastes less bitter than regular limes. So, like, do you have a funky tree that grows in stone in your story? If not, why not? And also, do you have a town that changes its name because of a war? If not, why not? Right? Legend of Rune says, I like how my outline has enough details that you know what's going to happen next, but not detailed enough in some areas, so you can just pants your way through. Yeah, and I struggle with this balance because once I know the end of a story, I tend to lose interest. So I have to like know enough to get to the end or near the end, like the climactic battle, and then just like not write anything else for the outline because I can't handle it. So Stacy says most of these schools were at least 2 rooms. Oh, nice. Okay, so older and younger kids were separated, but at least one school had 3 rooms. Mm-hmm. And it was one room could be divided in order to make 4 groups. Interesting. Nice. And I wonder if that has to do with like the size of the town. Maybe. I don't know. All right. Let's do another sprint. A sprinty sprint. Let's do another 25. And we will do the sand dune ones. And I apologize if you can hear the neighbors doing yard work. Oh, they stopped. Hopefully they won't start it back up again. All right, so 25 minutes. Don't forget to save your documents, however many you have open at the moment, save them all. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate with and go ahead and take a sip. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break because we've been here for a while. Those are your reminders. And now we can start. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, how do we do? I am realizing that I must have finished off one of the pens that I wanted to use for a particular color. I have another, like, an alternate version of it, but not quite the same, like, ink quality. So, whatevs. I have enough options. I don't need it. I want it, but I don't need it. So I'm going to put that on my shopping list to get another one of those that I have run out of. It's the gold version of the Uniball Signo gel, sort of metallic. They come usually in a pack of silver and gold, and I have used the gold one up. Or at least I cannot find it. So, I mean, I do have other gold options, but sometimes they don't pop as much. And that's okay. I mean, again, like, I'm attempting this color coding thing, and it does not need to be perfect because this is just how life is. So, how'd you do? I got some more done on plotting some points and like making sure that I knew which plot, subplot, etc. it belonged to. So making progress. Okay, so this 2 to 3, possibly 4 room schoolhouse had high schoolers from all over the township and not just the district. So it was a large school then for the time. And a rider on wheels missed the brakes. Oopsies. Stacy says, I guess now the districts would be considered grade schools. Possibly, probably. I mean, keep forgetting about breaks too. You must take breaks. Go ahead and take a stretch break, or like hydration, like do something other than like not like I can talk because I just spent the whole 25 minutes with my head down looking at the paper. Hey Eve says, unrelated, but if anyone needs an ultimate girl power scene to get them pumped up for something, the end of the last Charlie's Angel movie is pretty awesome. Is this the most recent release? The one with Kristen Stewart? I don't know. Who are the other ladies? I guess I'm asking if this is the most recent reboot or one of the slightly older reboots. And Charlie is here. Speaking of Charlie's Angels. Charlie, our wonderful Charlie, is here. Hello. And Carrie is here. Hello. Welcome. And Stacey says, OMG, I'm reading about a church in Louisville, and I recognize the name of the pastor. Oh, nice. He married several of your relatives in the late 1890s to early 1900s. Okay, so when I see this phrasing, was he the officiant, or did he like actually marry your relatives, like in a relationship with them? Because I like this. I don't know. This is not just you, but this is the way that my brain works. Is I'm like, I know it should be probably that he was the officiant and like did the do you swear, but my brain goes, ooh, pastor relationships. Hello, gossip. That's how my brain works. So please enlighten me. Should I be excited about gossip, or is this just like the normal thing? Mindy says, hello, welcome. And Hey Eve says, Stacy, that's so cool. And Petra says, 222 words. Yay, you got a perfect repeating number. It makes me happy. And CB got 152 words that time. Nice. And Stacy says, yes, it is, but now my mind is blown, and now you cannot focus on the book that you've been reading. Yeah, when you find you have a personal connection to things, it's Very cool. And Rider on Wheels says, I finished plotting the fight scene, and you are now moving on to the aftermath. Yay! That's exciting too. Stacy says, I was reading about Louisville newspapers and started reading about the churches before your mind got blown. You think you need to write out what you know about that so you can move on. There you go. CB says there's a girl power scene at the end of Endgame as well. Nice. Legend of Rune says, I got 525 words over the entire stream. You're hoping to finish the dream that your character is having. Ooh, nice. And CB says, but it feels kind of tacked on. Okay. Gotcha. All right. It is 2:50. Let's do one more sprint. It'll be a cooldown sprint. But we will do that. We will do a cooldown sprint and run just a little over the hour mark. And I clicked too many buttons. It did not want to do right. Okay. Nope. Now I'm not clicking enough buttons. Okay, so before we do that, let's see. Stacy says his name is Reverend Lieberman, and he married my great-great-grandparents. Okay. And the church in 1900. And the church is the same church that your family still technically goes to. Oh, nice. Hey, Eve says to CB, yeah, it was kind of a cool scene, but they didn't do it particularly seamlessly, so you can enjoy it or not, depending on your mood. Gotcha. Shannon got 177 words added, and you are working on the second draft of Valentine of Vengeance. Ooh, very nice. I love the title, and it's book 5 in a cozy mystery series. Love that. Yes, we will do this cooldown sprint to help us get through the last of our goals, and then I believe that Michael's CB Chen is streaming today at 3:15. So I can send you there, and I can also pop up the playlist from Devin. So, yeah, there's no build up to a lot of things. Okay, so yes, it was the Kristen Stewart one. Gotcha. Easter egg, but too many characters got shoehorned. Okay, gotcha. Yep. All right, so cooldown sprint, 10 minutes and 1 second apparently. And don't forget to save, hydrate, posture check, and make sure you take a break if you need one. So 10 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. So that was the end of sprint number 4, our cool down sprint. And we have managed to get through the full 2 hours. So hopefully it was productive for you. I have at least been working on re-outlining to include some of the ideas for our bartender character and the information network, and how those situations for the midpoint come up, involving specifically the information network and that particular couple in Chimera Moon. I've been attempting to color code this outline for plots, subplots, connections. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to show it because it's like super, super disorganized still at the moment, and I'm not quite sure how much of this I'm going to keep. At some point, I may like film about it. I don't know. We'll see. It's raining. But yeah, so got that. Tomorrow, a couple of things happen. Just FYI. So tomorrow is the new moon. So if you have some new moon intentions, or if you want to start something new, working in the switching over to the waxing phases, so gaining things. So that's for tomorrow. Also tomorrow, the World Anvil releases the next 10 prompts for World Building Summer Camp. So what else happens tomorrow? I've got like a Zoom meeting, but that's not here nor there. Yeah, so if you feel like starting the summer camp for the World Building Summer Camp with World Anvil, tomorrow could be a good day to do, because you'll have 20 prompts then, essentially. I think it's 20. Yeah. So there's that. Also, like, I don't know, I did this recently. Whatchamacallit? At the back of your planners or notebooks, if there is a blank page, I highly recommend you do a pen test. And so one of the things that I like to do is, because I've seen this done on, I can't remember where I originally saw it. I don't think it was Amanda Reach Lee, because her pen test papers are a little different. But I have all of my black pens, and then the white pens and metallic pens over the top of it, to see which ones pop and which ones sort of like still absorb more ink and things like that. And then also having it be the last page in your notebook, you can see how much it bleeds through. And so you know which pens are to be used sparingly and which ones you can go to town with. So there's that. I do recommend doing that. And I have it in both my save your work. I have it both in my in the last couple of bullet journals I've made, and in my new planner. That's one of the things I recommend doing. So just me hunting for my gold pen to do color coding reminded me about that, because that is one of the things that I like to do and recommend doing. Because I had started working with, I had forgotten to like take a look at that when I grabbed a pen to like fill in my to-do list. And then when I flipped the page for the next week, it had bled through, and I was like, oh no, I forgot to check if this one was okay. So yeah, there's that. Oh, yes, and the 18-hour write-a-thon is this weekend. Thank you, Devin. I appreciate that. There's the playlist for that. Yeah, how did I miss the write-a-thon going on? I don't know. I just, it happens. All right, y'all. Since it's been thundering quite a bit, I think I will need to leave the internet for a little bit. But don't forget Devin's playlist. Copy, paste. And also don't forget that Charlie will be streaming over on Twitch tonight. And I will be there in the chat, weather willing, weather and internet willing, because the other day when we had rain for a little bit, my internet kept being futzy that night. So we'll see. Hopefully everything will work out, but don't forget to save. Save frequently, save often, and don't forget to hydrate. Thank you very much, and I will see y'all later. All right, bye. Oh, jeez. Okay, all right. Don't forget to save. Seriously, save.